Oh no, that title is not clickbait at all. I do indeed own Dr. PearPod, but more specifically, I own a PSA 10 Dr. Applesauce Kickstarter First Edition 2023 Hidden Void card right here, a Kickstarter one, the numbered. It's 38 out of 100. I believe that's around how old he is, so that's kind of funny. But this is a pop one of Dr. PearPod's cards that Otherverse had actually distributed out. I own the only 10 currently. Why do I own this card? What's the thing with that? As most people don't know, I'm not a huge PearPod fan. I think he's kind of a tool personally. I've made several videos explaining why I have this stance, and most people at least understand where I'm coming from when it comes to this. But how did I acquire this card? Where did that come from? If you don't know what Otherverse is, it's one of the other TCGs, one of the actual newer ones floating around. I've opened a box theirs before. I'm actually a bigger fan of the cards. It has like waifus and dragons and all that stuff. I do have some boxes and stuff. I am kind of a fan of the cards. Thing I've heard about it where apparently some of like the actual pre-release and like the actual like Kickstarter goals weren't met. I've heard that a couple times. I've never had any issue getting anything from them myself. Every time I've talked to a representative and they wanted to send me something, I fucking got that thing pretty quick, so I can't speak upon that. But Dr. PearPod's card apparently was no exception. Apparently, it was hard to get that sucker out. The production line for it was weird, blah, 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 sure, whatever, right? Anyway, how did I come to get this card? How do I have this card? Why do I have this card? I hold this card. I think it actually has a good little bit of value, at least to me, for a couple reasons. Number one, Dr. PearPod gave me my credibility actually in the space. The videos I've made, him being an absolute goofball and me making several points showcasing his hypocrisy, has launched me to where I currently am. I may not be standing here making content. I may not have been a featured content creator at Card Party. I owe a lot to the stupidity that is Dr. PearPod. And number two, I think it's funny as hell that I own this card, especially because of the backstory that floats in with this card. What's the backstory, you might ask? Why does this card exist in my hands, and how far does this rabbit hole go? I will tell you. Sit tight, grab some popcorn, grab a snack, fucking grab something. I've got a story to tell you. So how did I become aware of this card? This card was actually being sold. This is coming through Timo Collects. I was actually put onto this listing and this story because I had done a purchase from someone doing a claim sale on Instagram. I actually buy quite a few singles from there, helping out people in the community. It was 2 Japanese slabs I bought. I made the purchase, no problems at all. He sent it out, he got the track number, and then about 30 minutes later, I was shown this via them, showing like, hey, you might get a kick out of it, and boy, did I get a kick out of this story. But first, before we get into it, what is this card right here? So it was up and available through Timo Collects for 75 bucks. He originally had it up on his eBay for 125 bucks. Apparently it was up to 150 at some point. You have to pull this, I believe, from the box. It is a numbered series card, so actually getting it and then all that stuff, it's going to be all up to chance through the Kickstarter boxes or the pre-release boxes or whatever the fuck is going for. Now, why is this card special? Why did I end up purchasing? Apparently, like I said, the actual distribution for this card was a little wonky. Even Dr. PearPod himself, teaming up with Otherverse, didn't get himself a copy, allegedly, as he claims right here. Let's read this shit real quick. Remember when I had a card made in Otherverse TCG and I never was even able to get a copy of my own card because the production was messed up so bad no one knew where they were? Well, people finally started pulling them and grading them. Here's a 10. Sure looks nice. So there he is. He's talking about June 13th. It was right before Card Party. He is aware of this stuff. And like I said, the Otherverse stuff tracks where apparently actually getting stuff out and, fulfilling some of the Kickstarter pre-release stuff and all that was apparently kind of wonky. And this kind of does back that up a little bit. But Dr. PearPod never even got one of his own cards. You would think he himself would want one of these cards, especially with it being for sale on here and Dr. PearPod being tagged in the listing for 75 bucks. No, this actually took a very strange turn, and it's goofy how dumb this actually got from PearPod. This just shows, in my personal opinion, what he thinks of a lot of people in this community, and this paints a broader picture and just adds to the list of bullshit that I have against him, basically. So I was shown this story. This was the story that was sent to me from the person I did the claim sale through. Even these so-called streamers are shady AF. Look at this fool after I said $70 lowest going from $150 so he can have his own card. As you can see, this person's messaging Dr. Applesauce. They're talking to each other. So Timo Collects, still a pop 1-2. I'll trade it for a reverse LC if you have any also, if that helps. So that's Legendary Collection. He's trying to fulfill that set. Trying to finish that set. PearPod, unfortunately, I don't have any dupes. Good offer, though. Okay, so they're talking back and forth, in which case Timo Collects comes back with a counter offer. Just give me $70 shipped and we good. I'm not making shit off of it, and it's going to be hard for you to pull and get a 10, so it's a win-win. I'll get $60 after ship. It's okay, so they're talking about doing goods and service, right? And then PearPod, he comes in, and like I don't understand how a person in this guy's position just types this stuff out and thinks this is all right to do to the general public, that is the TCG space community. Like, we would be nothing without people actively supporting us and us showing fucking support to the TCG community themselves by at least offering or giving them at least what they ask for their cards, not trying to fuck them out of something. Like, I'll stop. I'm getting ahead. So he says this in response: send it to me, and when I get it, I'll send you $60, friends and family. You'll keep it all. So PearPod wants him to send the card first. And then when he gets the card and it's up to his liking, it meets his standards as the creator, as the fucking ruler that is Dr. PearPod, he will then grace him with $60. And don't you worry, I'm not going to ruin my reputation over $60. No, you've done it for free previously, but I guess you wouldn't do it for $60. Look, I don't know what kind of person he thinks he is. I don't know what fucking kind of guy he thinks he is, where he can just tell people, hey, send me stuff, and I'll send it after I quality assurance check it, after I get the slab. Then you'll get your money, big dog. Then you'll get that stuff. Especially since PearPod has previously in the past claimed that he really likes his card and would really have liked to get one, considering Otherverse didn't actually send him one. He's over here negotiating down for fucking $10. Let's just do the $60 right now. Let's just do that. Dude, you're fucking negotiating for like you. This is a fucking representation of your involvement with this TCG, and whether you fucking follow through with it or not, if you don't even want the card, this fucking conversation wouldn't even exist. You wouldn't even be typing to this guy. Obviously, you want the card. To tell anybody in this space, send me something first, and then I will send you the money after I deem it okay to send you the money, is not only fucking stupid, it's embarrassing for someone in his fucking position. Like, he is sponsored by Drip. He's a featured Drip creator. He is basically the face of Collecticon. He is so blessed that he can actually make content essentially full fucking time, because he just does that well, right? He just does that amazing at this stuff, and he can do all that. And yet he's bargaining down $10 for a card of himself, a Pop 1 PSA 10 of himself for $75, trying to fucking weasel his way down to 60, and having the dude waste his time, send him the card for fucking free, and then if PearPod feels like giving him the money after that, if it feels good to him, he'll send him $60, and you get to keep every cent of that, big dog. Every cent of that fucking $60 instead of the $75 he had it listed for. Yeah, we're splitting hairs here over fucking $15 and wanting them to ship the card to you with no financial compensation until they fucking get the card. Get the hell out of here. And this just explains so much, in my personal opinion, on how he views like community and other people here. I've heard quite a few things about his interactions at cons and stuff like that, and this fucking just tracks. I can't believe that shit, man. Yeah, Timo Collects wasn't having it either, and I highly recommend, don't do that shit for anybody. Don't do it for anyone, okay? I don't care how big they are. Believe you me, if I buy something from you and I pay you the $75 and you don't ship it to me, I'm in a more prime position. So is Dr. PearPod in that position too. He has a large platform. He can broadcast where someone didn't send him anything. He's down $75, but oh fucking well, he's Dr. PearPod. That motherfucker can just fucking, he's featured. He's a big creator. He doubles my size, and he's fucking freaking out over $15. It's so goddamn stupid. Send it to you, then pay me? What the fuck? Get lost, bro. Not going to $60 now. So annoying. How about I just don't sell it to you? And guess what that person didn't do? They did not sell it to him, even though if PearPod's like, oh, Otherverse screwed me out of this card, I never got one. And he's very clearly interested in the fucking card. He's DMing the person and talking to them right here on Instagram. So, how do I have the card? How the fuck did I get the card? So this actually went back up on his story. PearPod didn't touch it. I paid for it. I paid the entire $75, and it was the best $75 I could have goddamn purchased, because I now own Dr. PearPod. This is going to be perfect next time I go to a con. Just have it right there on a chain. Going to feel straight up like Logan Paul right there. And best purchase I would have paid more. I would have paid $125. I would have paid $150 for a slab like this. It's fucking crazy that he goes through all of this. Gets a little bit worse. Here's a little bit of what Timo actually had to say about it. Just to be clear, Dr. Clown Sauce wanted his Create a Card variant PSA 10 numbered out of 100 that I own, but it actually sold after that clown wanted me to send it to him first and pay me less than what I wanted after he received it. Yep, and that's when I swooped in and bought that sucker like a goddamn sniper. FYI, this was after asking me to basically give it to him because Otherverse fucked up on something and never gave him any or something, I don't know. But overall, dude's a clown. He can fuck off. And this tracks based on what he said on Facebook over here, talking about Otherverse screwed me over. They never even got a card. I never even got anything. I never got one. And this is the only PSA 10. It sure looks real nice. It looks so nice that PearPod's going to fucking barter for himself. This is how much he values himself and his time. This is an extension of him, and he's not worth $75 to himself. He's not worth it. And meanwhile, to me, it's worth $125. It's worth $150. Hell, best case, I would have paid $200 for this easily, just for the fucking laughs, for the memes. And like I said, I appreciate it because without PearPod, without the stupidity of Seismic and PearPod, I might not be where I am today, and I very much appreciate that. I appreciate everybody who gives me their time. I appreciate everybody who voices an opinion on my page, and I'm just very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for people here. I will never ask anybody just to send me a fucking card first and me not pay them. You don't deserve that. That's a waste of your time. If you're going to send me something, I'm going to at least give you the money you're asking for it or an agreement that we agree upon, okay? It's going to fucking happen. We're not wasting people's time. We're not paying fucking people and just having them whip cards around because they're influencers or creators. Dude, get the fuck out of here. You're a regular person who puts on your goddamn pants just like everybody else. That shit's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. You should feel ashamed of yourself. $75 is too much for you, but you're featured big creator. And I don't know. Maybe they're not paying him. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're fucking siphoning money from him. That's all I got. Appreciate it, version. See you later. That's in my collection forever. That is a prized Dr. PearPod heirloom. It's going to go on a chain. That's going to be my necklace at the next con. Fuck yeah.